Hey y'all, we are looking at Autodesk Sketchbook and we're going to start with looking at the basics of Autodesk Sketchbook. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the left and check out some of our tools. If you click right here, we've got like our primary pencil, and if you tap on it, you could change the different sizes. You could change the flow and the wetness. Wetness is really good when you deal with the watercolor pencils, but this is what it looks like. So there's the pencil. But if you want to change the size, you could either go here or right here along this bar. That makes it smaller or larger. And you could change sizes right there. You can also throw some things into your favorites. So if there's a tool that you like to use a lot, you could just hold down on it and swipe it over to there. I already have these in my favorites, so I'll show you that with a different one. But here's some of the other ones. I've got marker, and again, you can see the different capabilities you have with these. If you like to change colors of your marker, you could go over to the right into the color field. Here you already have the palettes, or if you tap on the circle at the top, you could pick your colors right here. So let's say I want red, and I could do a basic red right here. Oops, sorry. There you go. Sorry, I had it down at the dark end. Go change it over there, and now I have the colors changed. This part right here in the gradations, it can make it like I had earlier. I had a really dark red, almost into the black. Or if you tap on that circle again, you can make it into almost a lighter one and change the different gradations right there. And this is just a really fun area to play. You guys could check out the technical pen. We have fountain pen. We've got the watercolor, and this is where the wetness you can see the difference there. So here's just a little swirl like that. Or if you want to decrease it, we could go along here, which is my favorite little go-to. And you guys can see there. Let's play with this and let's make it a little bit more fluid. And that's what it looks like this. But if we go right here, that's the difference. If you guys ever want to change things out, there are a couple ways to do that. We could go right here and to the right and tap on your layer, and you could just completely clear your layer if you want to start from scratch. If there's something that you do, let's play with another tool. We got our tattoo ink one, which flows really nice. Let's do something dark. I'm going to tap here, and let's go more into the black realm. And let's say I do my little designs and I decide I don't like something. You guys could go to the eraser and you could do erasing. If you just want to erase a little area, make it smaller, and you could do a smaller one. This right here is also where you could change the flow of your pen. So like if we go back to our brush, our watercolor brush, and I have it 11% flow, but I want to increase it. There you go. So this is just a lot of fun. It just takes experimenting. I can also go and find different tools. If you want to find different tools, all you have to do is tap up at the top. And that's your settings. But if you go into the library, you can find all sorts of different things to play with. So let's say, for example, I decide I really like the synthetic brush. So I could go right here, and if I decide that that's actually a tool that I like, you could swipe it up here and add it to your favorite. So that way you don't have to keep going to the library and digging around and trying to find exactly the tool that you had used previously. You could create your favorites list. All right, guys, we're going to continue to explore our tools. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to rotate my canvas. The way you rotate your canvas is you grab two fingers, you pinch it, and you scroll it around. I prefer to work at this angle. So if you guys want to rotate yours around, you're more than welcome to. I want to show you guys in our toolkit that we're exploring a really cool marker called the Copics. Now, in our non-virtual world, I love working in Copic markers. They have so many possibilities and they're just gorgeous. But here are your Copics, and you could get different sizes and different tips, just like with the Copic markers. And let's just play around with this one. So I could say do a squirrel like that, and of course you guys know y'all can increase your sizes. That's the fine one. Here's what this one looks like. And again, we can increase our size. But if you guys want to go on a broader sense, I'm going to increase my size here. Look at what that does. I love Copics because they're beautiful at layering when it comes to the art world. A lot of cartoonists love to use this. And what's really neat is you guys could change the colors. So let's say I do this blue. Here, let me add now a different color. And see, you can layer on top like so. Let me add a couple other colors. And in Copic markers, they have a tool, what is called a colorless blender. And do you see how I have all these stripes? The colorless blender is like the equivalent of if you were working in pencil or charcoal. You know how you have those little paper blending stumps? That's what the colorless blender is like. So let me go down here and find my colorless blender. It's similar to the smudge, but right here, and I'll pick this one right here. I kind of enjoy working that one. And watch what happens. It's kind of like the same as a smudge effect, but it gets rid of your lines and is really great at just shading and fading things into each other. You could even kind of extend outwards. And if you don't like the color, just go to your undo button and you can keep it clean like that. It will, if you guys just worked in a swirl, it would, like for example, if I just pull this blue down, it could do something like that, which might be something you enjoy. Let me undo. But this would be really good if you like wanted to create a sunset scene or just blend your colors together. It's gorgeous. Like I said, it's the equivalent if you were working in pencil and or charcoal and you wanted to blend, or if I'm working with watercolor and I just want to blend with extra water. That's kind of the equivalent of what we're doing here with the Copic blenders. This one's called the colorless blender. Let's play with the smudge and you guys can see what the smudge looks like. Here's the smudge to help you guys blend right there too. Okay. Hope that helps you guys out with the Copics. I do highly encourage you guys playing with the Copic markers and other such brands like that. The other ones are like Tombow. They are exciting to work with. Okay guys, we're gonna play with 2 more tools and that'll be it for this tutorial. And you guys could go on to creating your own things. Fun tools over here is that I discovered were the texture, halftone, shape, and splatter tools. And I'm not sure what I'll use these for yet, but they're a lot of fun. And if you guys think of something, please share with me. But we can go over here and do the splatter. And look at all that fun. As of right now, I'm just gonna do kind of like a border. But we could go, you could also increase the size of these. So if I want my splatter to be bigger, or if I want to change to a different color, we could play with a different color. And there are just so many fun things to do with this tool. There's all sorts. We have this really neat one right here. And again, you guys could change the sizes or you could change the opacity. Well, let's do this one bigger so you guys can see a little better. So the possibilities are limitless. I am having too much fun with all these options. So that's something that you guys could have fun with. Let me clear. Remember, if you want to clear, you could go to either your undo button here up at the top, or if you you want to clear the entire layer, you could go to your upper left-hand corner and double tap, boop, and it wipes out everything. The last thing I want us to look at is airbrush. Airbrush is perhaps one of my most favorite tools, and it's under the traditional section. So we got legacy, oops. It's under the traditional. And the reason why this is my favorite tool to use is I like to use it when it comes to blending. A lot of people think that when it comes to digital art that it's really simplified. I spent many hours, and we've got the soft airbrush and the hard airbrush. I'm going to use the hard airbrush. I've spent so many hours creating work, and a lot of times people think you just use the fill bucket and you're done. But what really makes a work of art on virtually or digitally shine is when you guys blend with your blending tools. And the airbrush is one of my favorites to use for blending. You could go with the soft blend, and again, you guys could change the opacities. And remember, keep in mind, the more you add, the stronger the color will pop. This is my favorite tool, and one I'll be encouraging you guys to use throughout your digital drawing experience. There's so many wonderful things you could do here. Like, we could even change and add a lighter to help create highlights. You can decrease it and make that pop if you don't like that. Make it a little bit smaller. The wider it is, the more of a soft brush it gets. The thinner it is, the more concentrated it is. But I am going to encourage you guys to use the airbrush tool frequently. And other than for the undo button, you guys could use the eraser tool. So I have right here the cashmere eraser, but if you look under legacy, we have so many others. We have soft eraser, hard eraser, and this is also something to help you, like, let's see, I have this overspill right here. That'll help you with cleanup, just in some certain areas. I'll teach you guys later about using layers and not having to worry about too much cleanup. But if you just have a quick little thing you want to clean up, you could most definitely use that. If you don't want a hard eraser and you want it to be a little bit softer, you can switch the tools. So there you guys go. Hope you have enough to start playing around with your toolkits. Thank you so much.